So what have we learned so far? What are some of the things you guys have been noticing, and what are some of the things that you picked up? Like, wow, that was surprising to me, or just a brief little review.
I guess the thing that amazes me in this is that as many times as we fall, God is there to pick us back up. No matter how many times, and over the years, I've done a lot. And he's been there through it all.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Anybody else?
When I read this text, my brain goes, maybe not cynical, that's not the right word, but it does go to the darker thoughts of theology, especially when it comes to mankind's depravity. As you see the city being destroyed, and Babylon's not the actual woman, but the merchants, and their responses to that destruction. It's kind of, there's an element of sin where when people look at another being or an organization or whatever that is only for how it benefits them, and then once it's gone, their responses, and it makes me ask the question, how often do we do that same thing? Do we value people for being people made in the image of God, or only to the benefit of what they have to benefit us as individuals? It's kind of like a check your motivations thing.
Well, you could even go in reverse on that. And that is, how many people look to you for what they can get out of you? And if you didn't give that to them, would they drop you like the merchants and the kings and everybody else did?
Transactional friendship.
Yeah, transactional relationship.
And we have a gentleman at church, and he's just scuzzy looking, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And he came to coffee on Wednesday morning the first time 3 weeks ago. And he said to one of the ladies, "I don't think I want to live anymore." We had 3 pastors that were there at that coffee that morning, and 2 of them sat down and talked to him. And he's been faithful by coming to church, and they ask him about his daughter. "I don't want to have nothing to do with her," he says.
With who?
His daughter. And then last week we had an afternoon that was a game at church, and he showed up. He never talks to anybody, never says a word. And here he was sitting down playing. Of course, he had to get up right after he ate and had to go have a cigarette. But he's faithful, and I keep thinking, Lord, what are you doing to this gentleman? It's just amazing to see he's starting to come out of his shell and to talk to people.
That's so cool.
And his daughter was with him in church on Sunday.
Wow.
Granted, they were this far apart from each other, but they were both there.
Wow.
And I just can't believe this is happening. It's just a miracle.
That's so cool.
And of course he says nobody loves him. So we have one girl, she just goes up and she says, "Jim," she says, "I just love you." And she says, "Don't say people don't love you." And she says, she says, "God loves you."
Yeah.
That was the week he wanted to kill himself. And
How old is this guy?
huh?
How old is he?
He must be in his 60s,
Okay, okay.
mid to late 60s, because I don't think he works anymore. And he doesn't contribute to the church. He's one of them that takes 9 cookies on Sunday morning when we have coffee and cookies. And I said, you know what? You just have to overlook it and love him. So
Is he homeless? Is he homeless?
I don't think so. He's got a car. I would think that he lives with his daughter,
Okay.
and that's why he doesn't like her anymore.
You know what happens when you live with your kids?
No. My,
I just go hibernate in the basement.
Yeah,
I just
she
go
does.
on again this weekend, so like I deal with it. So
no.
That's so funny.
It blows my mind. And then we've got one that they just invited him to come and do the sound system at church. I think he was raised in the church but didn't believe it. And then his mother said that the daughter came and said, hey Mom, you know what I saw on Scott's table at the house? A devotional, his Bible and a devotional. And his mother asked him, he says, yeah, he says, I started to budget, Mom. Give a tithe. And she says, so you're richer, huh? And he says, no, but I sure am blessed.
Aww.
You know, and he's in his 50s, so I keep thinking there's hope for my son yet.
Wow. You know, at the conference I was at a couple weeks ago, there was a quote that they kept saying, one day at a time, and I'm right on time. One day at a time, and I'm right on time. And, you know, I think I was talking to you about this, and
I said it sounds too spiritual.
yeah, but the comment that I made was, if a lot of time it's the stuff we go through, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that makes us who we are. And if we would have missed some of those ugly things, as much as we would look back and go, wish I wouldn't have done that, wish I wouldn't have said that, but it's those are the things that make us who we are. And so it's the one day at a time, and I'm right on time. If this was happening any earlier, I might not be where I'm at. And so so you see that. It's like, what's God up to? I don't know, but it's pretty cool.
But it makes you feel good all over.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Sally. Well, so we go through this. So I think as I left off, I think we left off at the end of verse 10, correct?
I think so. Yep.
Okay. So verse 11, the merchants of the earth will weep and mourn over her because no one buys their cargoes anymore. Cargoes of gold, silver, precious stones and pearls, fine linen, purple, silk, and scarlet cloth, every sort of citron wood, and articles of every kind made of ivory, costly wood, bronze, iron, and marble. Cargoes of cinnamon and spice, of incense, myrrh, and frankincense, of wine and olive oil, of fine flour and wheat, cattle and sheep, horses and carriages, and bodies and souls of men.
Quite the list.
little slavery going on there?
Cinnamon, spice, everything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Myrrh
Yeah.
and frankincense.
It's interesting, the merchants of the earth, it says, will weep and mourn. And I mentioned this last week, but that word klausen means loud wailing. So this is not just like
Like a dying cow.
yeah. This is not like I'm shedding a tear over this. I am literally like desperately broken over this whole thing. Why? Why do you think they would be so desperately broken over this?
That's their livelihood.
Yeah.
They're losing it all.
I see, there's pictures of what people were like in the Great Depression. And, some of the things. And you had people who had millions of dollars comparably, and yet gone. And they went from having it all to having nothing. And suicides went way up because of those things. Suicides and divorce. And it was just like could not handle literally nothing. And the people who lived through the Great Depression, boy, it changed them. And
Yeah, they became pack rats.
yes, exactly, because they had nothing.
Yeah, they hoarded what they got when they got it.
That's right.
And then it goes to the next generation.
My mother-in-law had the purchase of Jim's baby bed.
And guess who
And
still had it?
Jim still has it. And he's 82 years old.
He's going to be like Abraham and have a baby at 100.
Yeah, I think so, but don't look at me.
So we shouldn't start calling you Sarah?
No.
Still keep Sally? Okay. All right. Yeah. It is interesting. They were, they're not crying because the city is gone. Remember, they were committing adultery with her. Mm-hmm. So they're guilty along with her. They're guilty just as she is. All their livelihood potentially is gone. It's interesting if you look at verse 9, when the kings of the earth who committed adultery with her and shared her luxury see the smoke of her burning, they will weep and mourn over her. That concept of luxuries, these were things from all over the world. I mean, things, and in fact, we're going to see some of these luxuries in verses 12 and 13 as we go through this. These were things that were from this was not like home-baked goods, okay? This is stuff, there was so much money that they were at a place to take stuff from everywhere, bring it in where, think about it like this, and this was a point that I have later on in my notes, but you and I can buy strawberries 365 days a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's that possible?
Things are shipped in.
Because there's
Evil magic.
GMOs.
Think about how long is strawberry season here in Michigan?
Like
A
a
week.
month.
6 weeks.
Yeah,
Oh,
a
that's
month,
a
maybe
month.
6 weeks, something like that, and then it's gone. It wasn't too many years ago, if you didn't can it, if you didn't have some way of preserving it,
You didn't eat it.
you got strawberries during the months of June or whatever it was. And then after that, you don't get strawberries till the next June. Well, here, if you didn't grow certain things in a particular area, you didn't get it. And yet this city, the city of Babylon, there were merchants from all over the world bringing this. Sounds like America, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, he goes on. No one buys their cargoes anymore. They're coming there because they know this place will buy it. They got the money. They have a desire for it. They'll buy it. So what are they buying? Well, cargoes of gold, silver, precious stones, and pearls. It's interesting. Even though it says precious stones, the Greek is actually singular, precious stone. So we're not sure which stone this is. It's possible that this was like granite or something that would be being made into certain other stuff. Was it that they had a penchant for it? Marble, who knows what it is, but it's precious stone and pearls. The decorations for whatever. And then it goes on to list the various cloth. Fine linen, purple, silk, scarlet cloth. Think about silk. Where's that coming from?
China.
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 Yeah. It's coming all the way from China. It's coming from the Orient. So this is coming in, but then you've got purple. What was purple?
Royal.
Kings.
Royalty. It was from a certain berry, wasn't it? A certain plant. There was only certain things that could make purple, which is why it was so valuable. We're going to see it down here in verse 16. Woe, woe, O great city, dressed in, what are they dressed in? Fine linen, purple and scarlet. So it was like this was a place that had all the best luxuries, and they had the money to provide, money to do it. And yeah. Anyway, every sort of citron wood. Now, why this? Because then it goes on to say costly wood. So what was this citron wood?
The ESV calls it scented.
Scented wood.
So like maybe cedar.
It came from the north, right?
Yeah. It was a hard, fragrant, and prettily marked wood that was highly esteemed by cabinet makers. Think exotic hardwoods of today. Every sort means there may have been multiple trees that were classified as citron wood.
Is this, I'm trying to remember, in First Kings, is this the same, there's a wood that's mentioned coming from,
Well, that's the cedars.
That
That
was
that,
the-
that,
okay.
was a fragrant
Okay.
cedar.
You know what I'm referencing.
Yeah. No, cedar wood, I mean, and those who have a cedar chest, you know there's a fragrance that goes to it, but evidently this is a different sort of wood other than just cedar. But, and who knows, maybe it was even more exotic. But no matter what it was, they had the money to buy this wood and make furniture from it, and it was highly prized. So you can just picture all the upper crust of the city. They all have cabinets made of citron wood. And ooh, you're big because of this. Yeah. Articles of every kind made of ivory, costly wood, bronze, iron, marble. It's interesting, even ivory back then. How'd you harvest ivory?
Kill
Kill
the
an
elephant.
Kill the elephants. You know, I mean, all the way back then, they're still doing this now. Granted, they didn't quite have guns, so you had to be a little more hardy to go get them. But
Is that the only place we get ivory from?
no, walruses too. The
Tusk, anything that has a
The
tusk.
Yeah,
Rhinoceros,
yeah, yeah, rhinoceros. But they don't call that ivory.
ivory. Is it a
Yeah.
different type of tusk?
It's actually keratin. It's the tusk of a rhinoceros is made of like your nails.
Yeah.
But evidently it gives you sexual drive, which is what a lot of the Orient, they like the rhinoceros. They think it makes you more virile, I think it is.
Virile.
Virile, however you say it.
spears and bows. I was curious what they hunted with, just
Oh,
spears
yeah.
and bows for an elephant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would take a lot to bring.
That would take
Yeah,
a lot. If you think of
I don't know, I've seen Legolas.
He just shoots them
Just-
right down.
what
But
movie
he
is that
also would,
Lord
shoot
of
them
the
with
Rings.
multiple arrows
He's
at
no-
once.
He's no ordinary.
Oh.
He's no ordinary archer.
Cut floats.
All right. Cargoes of cinnamon and spice, of incense, myrrh, frankincense.
I find it interesting that cinnamon is so costly because it's common everyday stuff in America.
Yeah.
Is it? Like the cinnamon, where does cinnamon actually come from?
Tree. It's a tree bark.
Is it a tree bark? Is
The
that what it
mama
is?
cinnamon.
What did you say?
Like the,
But think about
pay no
paper.
attention to me.
Okay, think about paper. We treat paper like
It's nothing.
Throw away paper like crazy, and yet it wasn't that many years ago. Paper was a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, paper was made of papyrus, so you would have to take papyrus reeds and basically glue them together, flatten them out, or you wrote on calfskin, you wrote on something. So we treat paper like whatever. But I mean, we've been able to figure out how to mass produce this stuff, and so paper is nothing now to us. But it wasn't always nothing. So think about cinnamon, or even
Cinnamon also comes from China.
does it?
Yes, India, Indonesia, Myanmar, Vietnam, and China.
Okay.
So, Sri Lanka.
No wonder you can get it at the dollar store. Yeah.
Just, that's what ChatGPT says. If you can believe that.
Ask it to fact check itself.
Oh, this was another one. I forgot to mention this earlier. Costly wood. Why would it just say costly wood? This was the description that was given. This refers to items made of wood. So not just necessarily the wood itself, but items that were made of wood. Specifically utensils or even items made for sailing ships, including military vessels. So think of like the mast. You know, you don't just go to the woods, oh, there's a tree, let's cut that sucker down from my mast. No, you want that that mast to be of the strongest possible wood, because it's got a lot to carry. So, yeah, think of wood that is not typical firewood or just waste wood, but rather valuable for making things like oak, maple, or walnut, or something, something like that. Yeah. Also, it's interesting. Also notice that even basic items used for food and drink, such as wine, olive oil, fine flour and wheat, cattle and sheep, had to be brought in. Does that say something about the geographic location of this city?
Doesn't support those things.
Think about that. If you're a city that's very close to large farms or things like that, you don't need to worry about some of those things because it's right there. Versus if you're a city that maybe is in a desert. Think of any cities maybe in a desert. Babylon. If you're in a city that's in a desert, you do have to bring in maybe some of this. So it's a place where they have to bring stuff in. Also, horses and carriages. Cattle and sheep, horses and carriages. It seems like this was a bustling place, not used for agricultural work, but for commerce.
It sounds like our cities.
Yeah. Commerce, but also opulence. Like, they're bringing in carriages. Right? We're not just walking around the city. We're riding in style. This is
Luxury.
Yeah. There you go. Welcome to Miami. And then the last one there is the body and the souls of men.
That means slaves.
Yeah,
Slaves?
slaves. If they just said the bodies of men, you mean, are they bringing in, like, to kill
Cadavers.
them? Yeah, cadavers, what are they bringing them in? But they're bringing in the bodies and the souls. I mean, these are, this would be, in my mind, very clear reference to slavery.
This
So-
version actually says, and human beings sold as slaves.
Yeah, okay, there you go.
So,
Yes,
I-
because of slaves.
I heard at one time that there were as many as 75% of the population of Rome was a slave.
Yeah,
75%.
that's a lot.
No, that's not. Now, when you hear that word, though,
Right.
where does your brain go for slavery immediately?
like the slavery that we know
Yeah.
in America.
And it
I was
wasn't.
thinking captured captives.
It was not the
It was
same
the
conquered
slavery.
nations.
the conquered people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was not the
Well,
same kind
we
of
think
slavery
of blacks.
practice.
That's what we think
Yeah.
of. Like slaves or blacks that were brought up from whatever, and it's just full of blacks. That's what we would think. But yet, slaves back in the day would have been conquered peoples, but also you could sell yourself into slavery if you had a debt that you couldn't pay. Some of these slaves were very well educated.
They weren't necessarily beat.
No.
You didn't have the level of freedom
Yeah.
that you would have liked.
Yeah. But slavery has been around since the beginning of time. In fact, one of the things that I had read was the idea of a certain type of people, like blacks being slaves, the idea of a certain type of people being slaves really wasn't the case until the 1600s, 1700s. Slaves have been, you could have slaves of your own people. Your own countrymen could be a slave. And, I could make myself a slave to somebody if I owed them a debt. So this concept of we're going to go steal people from a particular continent and come and bring them was a relatively modern phenomenon, relatively. So, all right, any questions on that?
Wasn't Joseph kind of sold into slavery?
Yeah.
To a different location though,
Yes,
so not really that new.
right, and he was a Middle Easterner sold to a North African.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, the Ishmaelites, they would come and collect them. And so, yeah, like I said, we have this image in our mind of our slavery in America. That's not That's not the case.
You think Africans, you think cotton plantation, that's not the,
Well, and you also think of uneducated, we're beating them, you know, that sort of a thing. It wasn't that. It's not slavery as the world is known.
it's not to say it was a good thing. though,
Yeah, yeah.
Back then either.
They will say, who's the they?
They.
The merchants?
People with
The
blue
merchants.
hair.
The merchants. They will say, the fruit you longed for is gone from you. All your riches and splendor have vanished, never to be recovered. What is the fruit? The fruit you
Well-
longed for.
Wealth and health.
Yeah.
Something that you want.
Yeah, is it just that they wanted strawberries? I mean, is that what we're talking about here? Like, is it?
Whatever
Or-
the object of their desires are,
Mhm.
it'd be different for different people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's possible that this is also not just, they want fruit. Like, I mean, how big was it? I remember when I was a kid growing up, people at church would give away an orange to the kids for Christmas. You know?
Always got it.
You got an orange for Christmas. And we're like, what's the point of an orange? But that was a big deal. You gave away, each kid got an orange for Christmas. And now kids would be like, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, but that
That's
was
exactly
a
what's
treat
on
when
the-
we were
what's
growing
the
up.
orange have to do with it?
So why was it a big deal to get an orange?
Because they just weren't available.
Yeah. Where do they grow oranges?
Florida.
Florida.
In California.
Yeah, Florida, California.
Mike's like another reason to move to Florida.
Actually, Georgia.
Fresh orange
South
juice,
Carolina.
man. That's what I grew up with.
Yeah.
Go pick them up.
I just go to Anna's house.
They've got good OJ.
I was,
Grapefruit and orange juice.
Avocado.
But yeah, I remember. I think we were up in Virginia at the time, and then they would have the things where you'd pass around to get like a case of oranges, and man, you ate a lot of oranges because they would come in a case. They were delicious, but man, we're like, what the heck do we do with all these oranges? But anyway, so I'm saying even today we take so many of these things just for granted. So is it just possible fruit that was not something they could just get?
Could be.
But I think it's also, what's the fruit of being rich?
Wanting more. Always wanting more, you never have enough.
The fruit,
Power
of,
and
the fruit of being rich is I can buy whatever I want. I can get whatever I want. Don't tell me I can't have a new bedroom set of citron wood. I can just do it, So I don't know if it's literally just fruit. But I think it's certainly it's luxury. That's what it's the fruit.
The lifestyle.
Yeah, the fruit you longed for is gone. You had luxury at your fingertips, and it's just gone.
Lifestyle of the rich and famous.
Yeah.
it's a good,
You remember that show, Brandon?
I know the Good Charlotte song.
Okay. There was
Good Charlotte, that's a good
TV
band.
show.
there was a TV show when we were growing up called Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous.
Robin Leach.
Yeah, Robin Leach. So we would, they would take you on the show, and you would see the houses and the cars.
Champagne wishes and caviar dreams.
Oh my goodness, that's so funny.
They haven't remade that show yet. I wonder why.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All your riches and splendor have vanished, never to be recovered. So the word riches there, it's really it's interesting. The word for riches means oily or fat. So in other words, you're oily or fat things. Now, why would that be considered riches?
Because you got good
To
food.
get
To get fat, you have to have enough money to buy a lot of food, to eat a lot of food, and not have to work.
Yeah.
You just sit on your butt all day. Ask me, I'll tell you all about it.
That's funny. The idea behind oily and fat things was you had access. Like, you know, to be oil, to have oil was, I mean, that was sometimes very costly.
Yeah.
Or the
Yeah.
fat
In
portions.
excess.
Yeah.
It's not a, you get protein and you get a little, carbohydrates.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at, extravagant things.
Lots of butter on your bread.
Yes, yeah. Well, even think of, do you know, are you guys familiar with Wagyu? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Wagyu.
Wagyu. What is Wagyu beef? What's
I've
what
never
makes
had it. I don't
Specifically
know. Why is it
marbled
so
beef
good?
from Japan.
Never heard of
Yeah,
it.
it's Japanese.
So it's
It's
Japanese,
Japanese,
cow.
and it's only certain grazing, and it's very marbled.
Very
Doesn't even
marbled?
look that
What is
good.
what does
Really,
marbled
really
Fat.
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 Grizzle.
Exactly. Well,
Which
it's
gives
not
it
grizzle.
flavor.
No, it's not grizzle.
It's not like that.
No.
It's so
No.
good.
No, it's marbled.
You tried it,
Wagyu
Brandon?
or Wagyu or whatever, however you say it, but
I've never heard
it
of it.
is very
Because it renders when you cook it.
correct. It's
So
very
AKA
marbled.
it
It
melts.
melts into the meat. It just tenderizes the meat.
Yep.
Like
yep.
brisket.
Yeah.
Get
Man, I'm
the
getting
smoker.
hungry now. I might have
Time
to
to
go
go smoke a
hot now
brisket.
with you.
You want hey?
My question is, do I want diarrhea tomorrow? That's my
We're going to hot now, not White Castle.
question. All
That
right.
toxic smell either.
Is there a difference?
Have you had White Castle?
No.
No.
I've never
They don't
had
have-
either one. So
Every single time I've ever had White Castle. Let's just say I paint, but it's not the fun kind.
All right. Meanwhile, back in the ranch. Okay, here we go.
Bunny trail.
So your riches and splendor. So the idea behind the riches is oil your fat thing. So expensive and exotic food. So it's talking about food. Whereas splendor, the idea behind that is clothing, objects. So your riches and your splendor, your foods and your things
Go
are gone.
forever.
I mean, can you imagine? I mean, once again, I do not believe Babylon is America. Okay, that's so. Let's just be clear
Neither
here.
does ChatGPT. I checked while we were in here.
I don't believe it is.
Did
even
you
though
double
Devastating
check?
did.
Did you fact check that check?
I didn't need to.
So I don't believe Babylon is America, but I do believe we can look at America
And see a lot of
Similarities.
and see a
Similarities.
heck of a lot of
Exactly
similarities.
what ChatGPT said, John.
Yeah. Maybe I'm ChatGPT.
Jeez.
oh, his
Oh,
head's
wait.
just going.
You are
Wait,
not. You
I
are not
just-
AI.
Wait, I just got another request to answer a question. Sorry.
I'm so busy these days.
I'm so busy.
Are you sure you don't have Neuralink in there?
Yeah.
It's just feeding ChatGPT.
There you go.
But you see this, all your riches and your splendor, and I love that word vanished. Like they weren't just slowly taken away, but it's just like gone. Like you had it and then it's gone. And why is that? Because if you look back in verse 10, how long did it take for this to be gone? An hour.
An hour.
An hour. I mean, we saw how dramatic the world changed seemingly overnight because of COVID. Seemingly overnight. But this was not overnight. It took some time to get to where it got. But even still, we look back and go, man, how the world shut down in such a crazy
I got a whole
small
scrapbook
amount of
album on it if you want to look at it.
time. That would be interesting, actually, to relive it.
I don't know if I ever want to relive that.
That was
Somebody
such
told me
a-
how to scrap it because it's part of history.
Actually, I'm kind of glad you did, yeah.
That was me.
And yet Jen's like, I don't want to see
I don't wanna
it.
look at
I'm
it
like,
again,
I
but-
own that I told her she had to do it.
Hey, but we had some good times during that.
Yeah, we went to Scrapaloo and got COVID paper, didn't we?
Yeah, we made
Scrapaloo.
cronuts and
Wow.
We did make cronuts.
Coronas. Anyway, all right.
Cronuts during the coronavirus. Cronuts.
cronuts.
What I love is this, the end of verse 14. All these things have vanished, never to be recovered. Not just they vanished, I mean, thankfully, we're back from COVID.
Abigail,
Are
boom,
we?
vanish. It's gone.
I think we are. I think we're back from COVID. But even though there are some people I walk by who are still wearing masks,
Oh,
and I'm
my
like,
gosh.
what are you doing?
Why?
Why?
So
Protecting every-
I
even
could see
before
it.
COVID, I knew quite a few people who wore masks just because of medical reasons. So
Did they wear at least N95s or?
yeah, oh, they had special. Yeah,
Okay.
they were. It wasn't the stupid.
That was the
masks
nice thing
I
about
wore.
moving. I threw all that crap away.
I know, still had a mask in my drawer in the office and I just threw it away recently.
I have one in my car right now.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, should I throw it away?
You
Yeah,
know-
it'll give me a laugh.
It's part of history.
I had so much trouble with the masks,
Check that
I
one
couldn't
when
breathe
it
through them.
Me neither.
Terrible time, so I stayed at home.
Did we tell you what Mike Cronkite was gonna do? He was, cause you were working for him at the time.
He tell you he's gonna mandate it.
No,
Vaccine.
no. What he told me he was going to do was he was going to tell you that he needed you to go to Menards to get something out of their department because you had said you wouldn't
Yeah, I
go
would
there.
have gone. I went into Walmart all the time.
Okay, because he
Oh,
said
I got chased down in Michael's. You need to put a mask on. You need to put a mask on.
he said he was going to send you back into there and then have you then when you were back in the department tell
Call.
you, sorry. I guess I was just kidding. That's what he was going to do.
Yeah.
I worked security at Target during that time, so I had to be the one to have those conversations.
Yeah.
I remember.
I didn't talk to people like you.
Well,
I
here's the
just
thing.
ignored you.
I
kept going.
I hated having to do it too because it's like this is my job, and people would argue. I'm like, listen, I'm told I have to tell you this.
I think it's stupid too.
I do.
Anyway,
I just wear it under my chin.
Well, I know. I'd tie it up
Chin
here, and
diaper.
the strings would hang down here. What good was that?
I had someone cut up fishnet leggings,
Well, you didn't say what kind it had to be.
and I was like, you're funny, but you're irritating me because they're making me come and talk to you anyway.
well, so my sister-in-law, she was so irritated by this. So literally she had like this bejeweled, it looked like rhinestones all over the face of it. So it looked like a full mask, but when you look behind it, it literally was just like pantyhose with jewels glued on it. So it looked like a full mask, but when you saw it, there was nothing to this.
That's funny.
And she's like, yeah, if I have to go into a store, this is what I put on. And, oh, yeah. Oh, it takes us back. Anyway, but it is the idea of, just as I think we've recovered from COVID, for the most part, this is never to be recovered. It's done, and it will be accentuated later on.
I was gonna say, does it get swallowed up or something? For it to never be recovered again.
It was
Yeah.
burned in verse 9.
We'll read about it.
I didn't, I'm sorry, I wasn't here for that section.
I wasn't either, but they mentioned it. It was
Yeah.
burned up, wasn't
It's
it?
burned, yeah. The
Okay.
smoke of her burning. That's the thing.
Okay.
It's
It's toast.
yeah.
She don't.
You can't
Yeah.
recover burned things.
Yeah. Verse 15, the merchants who sold these things and gained their wealth from her will stand far off, terrified at her torment. They will weep and mourn and cry out, "O great city! Woe, woe, O great city! Dressed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, and glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. In 1 hour, such great wealth has been brought to ruin."
Woe is me.
No, woe is her.
Woe is her.
I mean, that's really, it's,
But the people there lost it too because of the city,
yeah.
right?
One of the things that one of the commentaries brought out, which I hadn't seen it, but look at verse 10, and then look at verse 17.
Terrified at her torment.
Look at the difference,
Stand
okay?
far off.
Terrified at her torment, they will stand far off and cry. So once again, the merchants who sold these things, they will stand far off. So they're not getting close. They're not moving in. We're staying away. But it's interesting there. Woe, woe, O great city, O Babylon, city of power. In 1 hour your doom has come. Verse 16. Woe, woe, O great city, dressed in fine linen, purple and scarlet, glittering with gold, precious stones, and pearls. In 1 hour such great wealth has been brought to ruin. What's the difference?
One is wealth and one is power.
Power.
Yes. To the king. Now notice, verse 9. When the kings of the earth who committed adultery with her and shared her luxury see the smoke of her burning, this is what they exclaim. So you can see the kings. They got the money. We're not worried about the wealth.
Worried about the power.
They were more interested with the power because she held the power. And yet when you get to the merchants in verse 16, 17, they're like, wow, it's the wealth.
The stakeholders.
It's the stakeholder, exactly. It's the stakeholders, that's right. So,
Okay.
but in both cases, they both can't believe it's gone. It's like vaporized. It's like the people of Nagasaki, or in Hiroshima, Hiroshima. You know, bomb happens and boom, it's just vaporized. It's just gone. Yeah, okay. So they will stand far off in verse 17. In 1 hour, such great wealth has been brought to ruin. Every sea captain and all who travel by ship, the sailors and all who earn their living from the sea will stand far off. Once again, it's like, where is this place located? It seems
Gotta be by water.
by water.
Yeah.
A port
Sounds like a
city.
port.
Port.
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
California.
Mediterranean
New
Sea.
York.
Yeah.
I mean, could it be Rome? It's possible. I mean, Rome was right on the thing. Even we look at like Babylon, but Babylon would have been coming off the Red Sea, or Persian. Was it? No, it's not Persian Gulf. Is it Persian Gulf? I think it is Persian Gulf over there. Anyway, but it's a port city too. So you look at these major places, and it could be Miami. Anyway, every sea captain, all who travel by ship, the sailors and all who earn their living from the sea will stand far off. By the way, earn their living from the sea may be like the fishermen. You know, fishermen, they're bringing their fish in to sell. They're not just bringing cargo of things, but it could be
Horses and carriages.
right. They could be bringing their seafood. When they see the smoke of her burning, they will exclaim, was there ever a city like this great city? Was there ever? I mean, they can't believe it. That's the thing. They're absolutely blown away. But it's interesting what they do. Verse 19. They will throw dust on their heads. Now, what is that?
Mourning, weeping.
Yeah, sign of mourning. You know, you got the merchants who are loudly crying, and now you've got the sea people, the ship captains and everybody else, and they're throwing dust on their heads. Woe, O great city, where all who had ships on the sea became rich through her wealth. In 1 hour she has been brought to ruin. You see that the completeness of the reach of this city, right? It says all who had ships on the sea became rich through her wealth. So this city had tentacles all over this world, whatever this place is. That's what it had. And yet, once again, is she too big to fall?
No.
Nope. Nope. I mean, what is this judgment? Now, we would say, was it just economic collapse? What we can see is, if you take the text literally, it's absolute fire destruction. Is this like an atomic bomb that goes off? Just
How they
vaporized?
picked
You
the
realize that the bombs that they have now are multiple times more strong.
Oh, yeah.
Multiple.
Yeah.
It would devastate a
Yeah.
whole entire country instead of just a city in Japan. It would devastate all of Japan.
Well, you see, I mean, and this was back in the 80s. Between the nuclear weapons that the U.S. and the USSR at the time, that Russia had at the time, it was enough to destroy the world multiple times over. So,
Still have that threat.
yeah.
And just the damage that was done just from the air testing.
Yeah.
And so now they do all the testing underground.
So this was something that I wrote down. It said, like the other groups previously mentioned, these sailors, they stand far off. No one stretches out a hand to help. And I thought this was the last line that I thought was good, and I'll close. The great city has brought profits to many, but affection to none. Isn't that interesting?
Transactional.
Yep, transactional relationship. The great city brought profits to many, but affection to none. Nobody goes to help. Yeah. Next week we'll go to 20 because we turn a little bit of a corner here. We turn a little corner as we just get ready to head into 19. But we will start at verse 20 with the word rejoice. We go from loud wailing and mourning to rejoicing, and that's because we have a perspective change. That's what we got. All right. Everybody prayed, so I can't even say who didn't pray tonight to close us out. Who wants to close us out tonight? Anybody else want to close out tonight? Just kidding. Close out, Brandon.
Heavenly Father, I thank you for the gift it is that we can get into your word, that we all have the eyes that allow us to read it, minds that can comprehend it, God. I thank you for the gift it is to be able to read your word even in our own native language. I thank you for all the work that has gone into preserving it throughout the generations. Even through the process of translation, God, that we can read it in our English and know it and still see that it is true. I thank you for helping us through just the wisdom of so many who have come before us, as well as your Spirit to enable us to know it, to be able to dive in. And God, right now I just pray for each and every one of us as we go throughout the rest of our week, including those who aren't here this evening, that you would help us to see you at work in all of our lives, God. Because you are a God who is present, you are a God who is all powerful, as evident in this book that we've studied, God. And while this shares of your wrath and your justice, we also know of your love and your mercy, Lord. So as we all go forth through the rest of our week, that we can rest in who you are, the Alpha, the Omega, the beginning and the end. Pray this in your Son's name. Amen.
Amen.